I came up with every excuse under the sun not to go to class. Mr. Hankins would call my mama and say, "Miss Doc, where's Jack?" She said, "Oh, he said he ain't coming." He said, "All right, I'm sending the black belts to come and get him." I tried to quit every class up until green belt. I don't feel good. I got a headache. I got homework. I got to do a research paper or something. I ain't know nothing about no research paper. I was making up all kinds of excuses not to go to class. We had white belt, then we had yellow belt, then we had green belt. Up until green belt, I tried to quit every class. I used to get migraine headaches, severe migraine headaches. If I wasn't sick with a migraine headache or if I wasn't doing homework, I had to be at the studio. "Miss Doc, where's Jack?" She said, "Oh, he said he ain't coming." He said, "All right, I'm sending the black belts to come and get him." The black belts would come to my house. Sometimes Butch and Bernard, sometimes Butch and Floyd, sometimes Bernard and Floyd. And these guys would come to my house. Some of them wasn't even black belts yet. They would get ready to train to be a black belt. But they would come to my house. My mom would leave the door unlocked for them. I would hear them coming up the steps. They're not gonna do it first. "Miss Doc, is Jack ready? He upstairs." I hear him coming up the steps. I'm like, God dang. So they keep saying, "Man, put your uniform on." They would punch me in my own house, in my own bedroom, beat me up in my own room. "Put your uniform on." My mama said, "Is everything all right up there?" They said, "Oh yes, Miss Doc, we getting Jack dressed." They was in there whipping my tail. So then I'm crying, I'm coming down the steps. So we running back to the studio because we ran to the studio. My house was like 9 blocks from the studio. So we would run back from my house to the studio like military double time. And so when I hear these guys speed up behind me, I could hear their footsteps. They would either punch and kick me in the back, or if I had to stay out front so they couldn't catch me. When I hear them speed up, I speed up. And they'd be back there laughing. "I'm gonna punch him in the back this time." I could hear them talking. When I hear them run up, like, boom, I get hit in the back. I'm like, oh man, they brutalizing me. So then when we finally got to the studio, we fought every night. So that night, when we got to spar, these same guys that had to come to my house to get me, they be beating up on me. I'm a white belt. I don't know nothing. I don't even know how to block really good. Bernard kicking me in the face and laughing at me, telling me, "Come on, boy. You can't block me. I got one arm. You got two. You come on, boy." That was his favorite line. "Come on, boy." So anyway, Bernard beat up on me. Butch beat up on me. Floyd beat up on me. And I had this girl in the class named Alice Scott. I'll never forget her name as long as I live. Alice Scott used to beat me from one end of the school to the other. Then there was another young lady named Deanie Smith. Deanie beat up on me a little bit, but Deanie liked me a little bit, and I liked her too. But Deanie beat up on me a little bit. And then Miss Hankins, Mr. Hankins' wife, she beat up on me a little bit, but she was nice, but she beat up on me a little bit. Like I said, this group behind me, James Shields Jr. beat up on me. Floyd Wright beat up on Alonzo Parker. Alonzo Parker became a pastor, but Alonzo beat up on me quite a bit. He was a grown man beating up on me. I was 14 years old. Like I said, I was 14 years old, got to fight these grown men. And then Yusuf Darrell Brisbane beat up on me. Milton Haynes was nice to me. And we had Benjamin Hodges. Benjamin Hodges used to headbutt center block bricks, or stack of them, like 4, 5, 6 of them. Boom, break them. Benjamin beat up on me. Mr. Phaeton beat up on me. James Shields Sr., Joe Recker beat up on me. That was pretty much most of the guys that was there at the time. They beat up on me as I'm growing, as I'm going through the cycles. White belt, yellow belt, green belt. I was getting beat up pretty much just about every time. But Alice Scott, like I said, I never forget her name. Alice Scott put the beat down on me. And I think Alice became a minister as well. I heard that she was a minister. But like I said, I tried to quit every class up until about green belt. So then I did the math. I said, they come into my house and beat me up. Then running to the studio, they beating up on me. And then at the end of the night, they beat up on me. So I said, all right, now I'm green belt, get ready to go for blue belt. So then I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go to class. That way I get 1 beat down instead of 3 beat downs. So when I did that, I started showing up to the studio before Mr. Hankins would get there. I would get home from school, do my homework, eat me a huge bowl of cereal. You know how when you're a teenager, you're a bottomless pit. I used to get this mixing bowl, and half a gallon of milk and pour it in there. Let's eat that and then watch some cartoons for a few minutes, and then head to the studio. And I used to get to the studio before Mr. Hankins for about a month. I was showing up before him. So one day, I'm sitting out there in front of the studio, and he walked up to me. He gave me a key. I'm like, okay, I got a key. He said, Mister? He used to sniff his nose like he's like, Mister? He said, I'm giving you this key, which is a lot of responsibility. And when you come into the school, I need you to turn the lights on, dust the floor. We had a wooden floor with a wide dust broom. So he said, clean the bathrooms, clean the dressing rooms, and make sure everything is in order for us to do class. I'm like, yes, sir. See, I didn't know at that point. He was grooming me for what I'm doing now. I never had any idea that I was going to own my own karate studio or even teach a class. I was just going through the motion because, like I said, he wouldn't let me quit. Every time I tried to quit, he was sending people after me, or my mama would call and say, Mr. Hankins, he said he ain't coming. And they'd come and get me. That's the beginning of my journey through the martial arts. I'm Grandmaster Jack Dark, and I'll see you next time.